Entrepreneurs Over 40, Episode 28, with Chris Klesh talking about how he retired from AT&T and started his own travel company, Lifetime Leisure Experiences, where he speaks at corporate events and helps families travel for pennies on the dollar.
The best things in life aren't the material things. They're your health, your family, your friends, and those precious memories and experiences. And a lot of those memories and experiences do involve travel and leisure, whether it's the weddings, the football reunions, your family vacations, etc. You don't have to be rich to live rich. It's my goal is my company, Lifetime Leisure, to service people's dreams and bring those families together so their memories can last forever. That's my mission.
You're listening to Entrepreneurs Over 40, the show for somewhat mature entrepreneurs and side hustlers. And now your host, Greg Mills.
Our guest today had a long and extensive career working for AT&T as a marketing executive for over 32 years before retiring in 2002. He didn't manage to stay retired long, though, and he started Lifetime Leisure Experiences, helping families travel for pennies on the dollar. He considers himself a cultural jock with hobbies ranging from skiing, music, theater, tennis, golfing, boating, kayaking, mountain biking, traveling, and reading. He earned a Bachelor of Science from Indiana University and an MBA from Fairleigh Dickinson University. He promises that he will provide unique, relevant, immediate, actionable value for your audience and clients, and indeed he does. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Coach Chris. Hey, Chris, how are you?
Well, Greg, thanks. It's great to be here with you and all the other entrepreneurs. The first half of my life, I did the corporate gig executive, and then I got this for my own company called Lifetime Leisure Experiences. And it's funny you mentioned entrepreneur, the title of your show, Entrepreneurs Over 40. I first started out my speaking career. I was asked to speak to MBA students on the factors that make successful entrepreneurs versus corporate executives. So that's how I got it started in speaking about 20 years from my retirement, and I transitioned into the travel expertise.
Okay. Can you take a few moments from the intro and fill in the gaps from where you're at today and bring us up to speed with what's going on in your world?
Yeah, well, I've always loved travel. A little background. I retired. I took the package. When I was a marketing executive, I started my career in New York City. That's when AT&T was all put together with New York Telephone. Then I transferred to Southern Bell. That became Bell South, and then put everything back together again, AT&T. So I retired. I was fairly young at age 52, and I love to travel. It's always been in my blood. I love adventure and sports and culture. And so I just got into this travel bug. I have a bucket list. I'm young and I have a little bit of money from my retirement. I want to see the world. So that's what I did. I started traveling around, going all over the world. And I always was a professional speaker, or speaking as a profession, giving presentations. So a lot of people kept asking me, how do you keep this travel first class? I'm not a Motel 6 guy. I like luxury suites, flying first class, going to the best hotels and resorts. How did you do it? That's my passion. So I immersed myself in every single travel blog. I read everything, researched everything, interviewed concierges, hotel managers, airlines executives, and I figured out how to do it for pennies on a dollar. And after I did that, a lot of people came up to me. They thought it was unbelievable. You're the number one travel guru. Why don't you share this knowledge and research you've done with others? Let me ask your audience a question. We're all entrepreneurs at heart, but I think we'll all agree that the best things in life aren't the things. I feel after interviewing thousands of vacationers and executives, they all agree the best things in life, especially in today's political climate with COVID and the turmoil going on across the country and the world, the best things in life aren't the material things. They're your health, your family, your friends, and those precious memories and experiences. And a lot of those memories and experiences do involve travel and leisure, whether it's the weddings, the football reunions, your family vacations, etc., the business trips, the girlfriend trips, the guys' trips playing golf. And for the last 18 months or so, obviously because of the pandemic, COVID, Delta variants, and vaccine issues, etc., a lot of people haven't been able to do that. They've been locked up in their home. I remember last year on the news, Fauci saying you couldn't have more than 3 or 4 at your Thanksgiving dinner or you're going to be arrested. So things have changed. People are starting to travel now. In fact, statistics say there's more travel planned for 2022 than COVID, pre-pandemic. But what's the problem? The problem is it's expensive. With inflation and everything, we got Biden flying coach on Air Force One. People are putting stuff on layaway at the dollar stores. I was out in L.A. last week. I saw pimps driving Kias, mafia families dining at the Olive Garden. Paris Hilton changing her name to Paris Red Roof Inn, had to cancel her dog's yoga classes. My kids' school lunch program, instead of macaroni and cheese, it's macaroni or cheese. Heck, I was at Costco last week. I saw a guy coming out of Costco with 1 roll of toilet paper. So what's the issue? We all know the benefits of travel, from corporate wellness as entrepreneurs, as working people, reducing stress, reducing burnout. We need those family vacations for our health and wellness, whether it's leisure and business going back. We need to retreat as a society, whether we're entrepreneurs, leisure travelers that work for a corporation. We still all need to retreat, relax, renew, rejoice, reconnect, and remember for a lifetime, because it is all about those precious and memories and experiences. And it's my goal to empower as many audiences as I can to show them you don't have to be rich to live rich. I travel. I'm not exaggerating here. I've been doing it for 18 years. For instance, I don't pay to fly on 5 airlines, and I'm not married to a flight attendant. I stay in first class 4, 5-star suites and hotels for less than Motel 6 prices. It can be done. I think outside the box. I know every loophole, every secret, etc. And it's my goal, is my company, Lifetime Leisure, to service people's dreams and bring those families together so their memories can last forever. That's my mission.
Did you come from an entrepreneurial background at all? Was there anybody in your family that had their own business?
Oh, yeah. I came from an entrepreneurial background. My parents had a public relations firm, Klesh and Klesh Consultants. They started that on their own. And that was a very successful thing. And they did a lot of traveling. They got me into travel at an early age. I got to see a lot of Broadway shows. I was in Europe for 6 weeks. And then from that entrepreneurial experience, my parents started their own local newspaper. They took that and started a local newspaper on Long Island. So I was part of that business as an entrepreneur. And I've always been an entrepreneur my whole life. I always liked to do research. Believe it or not, I sold encyclopedias to get through college. I've been a musician. Always had something, a little side hustle. When I retired from the corporate world, it was natural for me to just look at my expertise and see how I could help people and monetize that and become a speaker, coach, consultant, that sort of thing, and my entrepreneurial experiences. And I've taken that to the next level now. And I think with obviously social media, LinkedIn, and all the opportunities we have now, I think many people are looking at it as an opportunity. The young students I do coach and I speak to at colleges, they're saying, hey, we're getting away from the corporate world. They're not offering as many benefits as they used to. Heck, when I was in the corporate world, I remember I was in the military. I'm a veteran. They paid the difference in salary from my military service when I was in the Army Reserve and National Guard. They paid for my MBA, everything, books, everything. But that's not true in the corporate world now. Many people are using their passion, their expertise, and the entrepreneurial spirit to help others with what their expertise and passion is all about. In fact, now I spoke to a few on another podcast, human resources experts, and they are saying now that it's not work from home, it's work from anywhere. So now, with the pandemic, more entrepreneurs or corporate people forced to work from home. Now, with the ability of computers and streaming, obviously, like we're doing here over the internet, Zoom calls, etc., virtual meetings, we can work from anywhere. So we could visit those relatives. A lot of people still don't have to take their vacation time. They could fulfill their corporate mission, entrepreneurial mission, get the work done during the day, and still have a better time. So that's one way travel is really much better for stress reduction and reduce burnout. We could work from anywhere now.
Now, you worked hard at Bell South and AT&T for over 32 years. What prompted you to end your retirement and go back into the workforce as a travel coach?
Well, I've always loved travel. I got tired of the corporate world. I was the type of guy in a suit and tie with major accounts and sold Bell services opposed to the competition. And after 32 years, they gave me a package, an extra year's pay to leave. They were trying to get rid of some of the mid-level managers, so I took advantage of it. At that time, I had a pension, a 401k, and I just pursued my dreams, a dream life of travel and leisure. I wanted to see the world, and like I said, go to Europe. I'm a skier. I wanted to ski every major men's downhill run. I wanted to play the best golf courses in the world. I wanted to work on my own, but like I told you before, mental health is key as well as physical health. I wanted to keep my mind active. I wanted to help other people. I wanted to pursue current events. I wanted to follow my passion and help other people. And the way I could do it best is based on my experiences. I wanted to share with people. My theme now is you don't have to be rich to live rich. I've helped thousands of families go from middle class to feel they're like Donald Trump, flying all over the world, taking their families, whether it's to Broadway, Las Vegas, Maui, Hawaii, the Caribbean, Europe, on safaris, on cruises, to take these memorable experiences and victories, and whether it be a wedding or a family vacation, live this luxury lifestyle. I call it the lifestyle of privilege for just pennies on a dollar. It's really possible. But you do need, like in a lot of other businesses, you need a coach, a mentor that has put in the time, research, resources, got to know all the loopholes, inside secrets, how you can do it without breaking the bank or going into debt. And it becomes more paramount at this time when we're in this inflation cycle. People are worried about gas prices. Can I drive 10 hours? What is it going to cost me? What is it going to cost on airplanes? Hotels going up, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why this message that I had to deliver to your audience and other audience, I feel is so relevant. It's powerful. Hopefully, some of the tips I'm going to give your audience are immediate actionable. They're going to save them many thousands over their travels and vacations and inspire them to be able to make these trips. In the U.S. studies, people don't even take their 2 weeks vacation. They're so tied to their devices and laptops, their fear. Again, they can't afford it. Taking a family of four skiing or on a safari, a European trip, or Maui gets to be expensive for the middle class people. So they're looking for results. Also, the burnout in America. You know that in corporate America, worried if they're going to have a job, etc. The burnout, people are turning to entrepreneurism. They're looking, what can we do to still monetize it, work at our own hours, our own pace, still see our families so we're not commuting. Some people commute 3 or 4 hours each way to work in New York, LA, etc. The other thing is it's just better for your health to reduce stress. And look, in US, we're lucky they don't even take 2 weeks of vacation. The average person in Europe is taking 4 to 6 weeks vacation. It's encouraged by businesses, etc. Their health is better, their stress is reduced, and their personal relationships are better because they are taking time off to retreat, relax, renew, rejoice, and remember. It's so important to our health and wellness.
Yeah, you don't have to sell me on that. Traditionally, companies have not been huge proponents of taking vacation and breaks, but it does seem like that some of the companies are starting to come around, especially with work remotely from anywhere. Why do you think that companies' attitudes are changing, and what are the corporate wellness, improved health, reduced stress, and burnout benefits that you spoke of with travel and leisure?
I think companies are realizing people can work effectively from their homes. If they're wired properly, they have the type of job where they learn how to use Zoom, work virtually, etc. They could research a lot of things on the internet. And I take my son as an example. He's a CPA, MBA, works for one of the top 4 accounting firms, and he just got tired of the 4 walls at home. He wanted to come down in an environment where he was with his family and his friends. He could still do his job now. He still put in his 8 hours a day with his computers going and his headset on like we have, but he knew he wanted to walk the beach in the morning and see the sunrise. So he'd get up and walk the beach in beautiful Palm Beach, and he'd be there and looking at outside the window at the beach, the umbrellas, the palm trees, and know that after work he could go out and enjoy himself in these saltwater pools, take advantage of playing golf. Obviously, in the summer, it doesn't get dark until 8:30, so we still had a life ahead of us. And I think corporations are looking at they could save money, real estate costs, burnout. Their employees are happier when they have more family time, when vacation is encouraged, and they don't feel they have to be tied to their iPhone, their device, checking emails, checking texts every 5 minutes. They're encouraged to retreat, relax, get away, build better relationships, go on retreats, etc. They can still have their iPhone, their computers running, but they don't have to be tied to them 8 or 10 hours a day. So again, it's the work-life balance. I'm more about the life-work balance. I think people are now, after this pandemic, realizing the value of those relationships and the importance of travel. They took it for granted in the past, and now after being cooped up, they couldn't fly, restaurants were closed, health clubs were closed. Look at me, for example. I'm an ex-conductor. I could conduct Les Miserables, my favorite Broadway show. I used to go to 20 shows a year, and I've been unable to do that the past almost 2 years. So again, one of the aspects of travel is anticipation for your audience out there, your entrepreneurs. Once you have a trip booked, and I say try to book in advance, you look forward to something. It brings endorphins to your brain, whether it's a vacation or a wedding. It gets you through troubled times. You're looking forward to something. And then you actually have the vacation or the wedding, and you have that actualization of that memory and experience, whether it be adventure, whether you're skiing, you're on a cruise, you're sitting on the beach on Maui, you're going to museums, you're at a campsite. And then with all these gadgets here, what do? We capture. We use the technology to capture those memories and experiences, and we share them with our friends, our family, and we build a legacy. So now I think because as individual entrepreneurs or corporate workers, we've been shut out of the travel market. It hasn't been open to us. I remember last year at Thanksgiving TV, they were arguing in California how many you could have at a Thanksgiving dinner before arrested. All the stadiums were closed for football. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but things are improving, obviously, with the booster shots and people getting vaccinated, etc. They don't fear death. There are symptoms. Some people, even with the vaccines, have gotten COVID, but nothing serious. They just go through the symptoms, quarantine. They're realizing the extreme value in every aspect of their life, their mental, physical, relationship value of travel and leisure. I'd love to give people some of the tips. A lot of people, I say it's impossible to do what you do, but I've learned how to do it, and I get great pleasure of sharing some of my experiences and tips, showing people, again, one of my mantras, you don't have to be rich to live rich. You could be middle class like me. I'm just your middle class guy and still vacation first class half the year.
I probably should have asked this early on, but can you talk about some of the services that Lifetime Leisure Experiences provides?
Mainly, I'm a speaker. I feel that I could best deliver my message from the stage. So pre-COVID, I spoke at a lot of association meetings, conventions meetings, trade association meetings. They'd bring me in as a keynote speaker to talk on corporate wellness, the importance of travel and leisure. I also did a lot of breakout sessions for individual spousal sessions. I think that financial planners could utilize me because they're clients. I try to give corporations an added value resource. They could bring me in, if let's say you're a financial planner, and instead of talking about your typical financial planning things such as taxes, 401ks, rollovers, etc., bring in somebody when people actually retire. They want to spend time. They have a bucket list. They want to spend more times with their families. And I could give them the keys to that financial secrets, how to save 90% off the travel budget, makes their dreams become a reality. So, with Lifetime Leisure, my main aspect is speaking at conventions, associations, but I also coach individuals. And I've learned the timeshare industry inside and out. There's not a loophole I don't know about. The vacation clubs, I know all the loopholes of the system, how they can stay in luxury 2, 3 bedroom suites for, I'm not exaggerating here, Motel 6 prices, because I do it. To
Wow.
summarize, I'm mainly a professional speaker. If anybody's interested in having this type of information addressed at their upcoming association meetings or trade group convention, that's what I do. I coach individuals. They just give me their bucket list. They give me their wishes. I show them how to do it. I had a father that heard me speak. He said, Coach Chris, I want to take my son to 5 baseball parks this summer. We want to see the geography, 5 different cities. We love baseball. And I showed them how to fly for free to those 5 cities, how to utilize the Southwest Airlines Companion Pass, how to acquire it with credit card spending, etc. He was able to take his son to 5 baseball parks. The airfares for all 5 of those trips with the tax and everything was less than $50. No baggage check-in. One of my passions is skiing. I love all sports. I played golf, tennis, football, scuba diver, everything. But right now I'm a ski bum. I go out to Vail every year. And because I love Vail, I get the yearly pass. That saves me money. To give you an idea, one hotel room in Vail during ski season costs $700 or $750 a night, plus $50 to valet park your car. That's $800 a night for a nice hotel room. Now, here's a tip for your listeners to redweek.com, redweek.com. And this is a website where you can rent timeshares, or now hotel chains call them vacation clubs. And they come in different sizes, different seasons, every resort area around the country, whether you're going to Las Vegas, New York, Disney World, etc. I'll use Vail. And rent from an owner now, not from the company, and get a 1 or 2 bedroom unit with a fireplace, sleep 6 or 8 people, full kitchen, 3 flat screen TVs, fireplace, pure luxury, a clubhouse with an indoor, outdoor pool, sauna, steam room, whirlpool, free transportation right to the gondola, the ski slopes in Vail. Everything you would want, free underground parking. And instead of paying $700 a night that sleeps 2, you're going to pay $200 a night or $250 a night, no tax now, and you're going to sleep 8. And you're going to save money because you'll have all these facilities, a full kitchen, a washer, dryer. If you have a big family and you want to stay here where I am on the beach, you get a 2 bedroom or 3 bedroom unit, seats 8 or 12. Again, full kitchen, flat screen TVs, free Wi-Fi's. And these resorts come with all the amenities as far as free water aerobics, miniature golf, tennis. I'm a golfer. I even show one of my clients how you could stay at a timeshare on Hilton Head. You got plenty of golf courses in Hilton Head. How to play golf for free in the Sleeps 8 unit right across the street from Harbor Town's golf course where they play the week after the Masters. You're overlooking the lighthouse. Again, full kitchen, washer, dryer, and you're going to stay there and get a $15,000 golf vacation for 8 for less than $2,000. No tax. It's all possible. So one of the tips, the 2 big expenses in family vacations, we're trying to save money now, are airfares and accommodations. So we'll finish talking about accommodations. I tell my audience, my clients, forget the word hotel, the typical vacation. Forget the resort, the hotel, strike it from your vocabulary. Why? Because Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, Westin, Disney, Starwood, Wyndham, even the Ritz-Carlton now, they all have vacation clubs. They used to call them timeshares. And if you're in the know, you have a good coach, you do a little research, you could go on internets and rent from an owner and get, again, triple the space, triple the amenities for a third the price of a hotel room. Forget Airbnb. Another thing, we're talking about safety in this travel environment. When you rent an Airbnb room now, everybody's concerned about COVID and safety standards, sanitization. You don't know what you're getting, and you're not going to get full resort amenities. But if you say at a Marriott, vacation club destinations, all their strict safety procedures, sanitization standards are on their website, and you're going to be able to go into a room that's been sterilized. Even a TV remote comes in a Ziploc now. Everything social distance, everything meets the standards. So I recommend, when it comes to your accommodations, consider renting a timeshare from an owner if you don't already own one. I show people also the way how to buy them. You never buy from the developer. Never, ever. First rule, it's a ripoff. Save yourself 60 or 80,000. I show my clients how to save 60 or 80,000 from the upfront costs and how to do it for nothing. One way to do it is rent from an owner. Some people want to stay in hotel chains. All hotel chains, again, it's credit card points. They've heard about the points games, travel hacking. Every hotel chain has its own credit card. They have a sign-up bonus. For your business people, what you want to do is get the credit card of your choice. The hotel chains build up the loyalty. I'm with Marriott Bonvoy because they merge with Westin. I'm at the top of their loyalty change. I stay in suites for free. I'm at the concierge lounge. I don't pay for breakfast, happy hour, and that sort of thing. And you could sign up for these credit cards. For instance, the American Express recent promotion that I took advantage of was spend $5,000 on your business, and you're going to get 125,000 Bonvoy points, the hotel loyalty points, plus 2 free nights, plus they give you executive privileges. They bump up your loyalty plan. So there's tricks with every hotel chain, every airline. Let's talk about airlines now. Let's flip the switch here. Airlines, how to save money, how to fly for free. I don't pay to fly on 5 airlines.
That's amazing.
I sign up for their credit cards and the sign up bonuses. I spend a minimum. You get one, your spouse gets one, you put one in your business name, and the points add up. There's even a credit card out there that I show my clients with American Airlines. All you have to do is make one purchase: a pack of gum, a cup of coffee, and for signing up for the credit card, you're going to get 60,000 American Airline Advantage miles. So if you do one, your spouse does one. If you're married, you have a business entity like most entrepreneurs do. You put a business card in that airline that you utilize to fly to your desired destinations. You're going to fly for free. And a lot of executives that have money, they'll put their business expenses, they'll use the points to bump up the first class. So if they're flying coach, now they could fly our first class. So every airline has a sign-up bonus. Some are better than others. Delta's promotion recently with American Express was if you got their Delta Gold Sky Miles card, you just spend $2,000 over a 3-month period. And for me, I put my homeowner's insurance on a damn credit card, and sure enough, at the end of the billing cycle, I had 70,000 more Delta Sky Miles card reward points. And you could do a lot with that. So that's how you fly for free. The 2 biggest expenses in travel and leisure are airlines, and you don't have to pay for fly if you use the credit card sign-up bonuses appropriately. You keep track of it, and you know how to use reward points, how to book them, etc. Again, Southwest Airlines has a deal now with the companion pass. If you get so many Southwest reward points, they call them rapid reward points, and you get this through credit card spending on 2 or 3 credit cards in a business cycle, 3 or 4 months, you'll be flying free and a companion like that father-son did for the baseball games. And a lot of these credit cards is reciprocity, like American's reciprocity with British Airways. So wherever you want to fly, there's no reason. I haven't paid for a flight in 14 years, and I'm not married to a flight attendant. And again, the accommodations. If you look at the analysis of what travel expenses are, 85 to 90% of your typical family vacation, etc., is airfares and accommodations. So those two tips will help. Renting a car. So here's a couple of tips on rental cars, which is probably the third biggest item in travel expenses. Join a loyalty program. Figure out what your corporate discount is. I still use my AT&T corporate discount with National. The best website that does all your comparison shopping is autoslash.com. Plan before your trip. That's your best resource. Autoslash.com. Rent a mid-size car. And if you're a member of the loyalty program, they're going to upgrade you to an SUV. You're going to pay less. Another little side tip, you don't always have to rent from an airport because airports usually charge additional taxes, sometimes 15% more. You're better off from taking a Uber to a downtown location, saving another 15%. So figure out what the best loyalty discount is. Maybe it's your corporate rate. If you're a member of AARP like I am, that might be a good rate. Costco Travel is another good way for you renting cars and to save money. I'm a member of Costco Travels. They have their own website, etc. Another tip for people that cruise. I'm not a cruise guy. I've been on a few cruises. The best resource, and I like to give the resources. The best newsletter to get is vacations2go.com. That's where you're going to get weekly updates where you're going to get up to 80, 90% off cruises. Cruise lines are hurting. They're trying to come back. They're dying for paying customers, and use the resources. So I hope that helps your audiences. Now, I've talked a lot. Do you have any other particular questions on saving money?
Those tips are incredible, and I appreciate you sharing them with us. I had some other questions, for you, but in regards to that. But I'm also willing to shut up and listen to more tips.
Everybody likes to save money, even the rich. My best demographic as an entrepreneur, the people I could help the most are the middle class people, the baby boomers, etc., that have retired or semi-retirement. They're entrepreneurs the way you are. I'm middle-aged now. I'm in my 70s that still want to travel and they want to still work. And how do they do? Combine the both and save money. Everybody likes a deal. Everybody talks about the deal. It makes the vacation that much more enjoyable when they're not breaking the bank and when the credit card statement comes in there, there's nothing on the credit card because it's paying for. You have time. It's really about those memories and experiences. And those memories, experiences, everybody has a different passion, a different desire, a different dream. We're there to service your dreams. Again, I'm repeating what my company mission is. We're there to service. It's right on my business card. We look forward to servicing your dreams and bringing families together so their memories last forever. Even in business travel now, then when meetings come back in 2022, I encourage people that go to their association meeting, take the family with them. I've showed you the tips how you could pay for it. Take the family, they'll fly for free. Take the extra day or two at that destination. See the show, see what that city has to offer, see the United States. Again, now we're in the COVID environment. Just a word of caution on European travel, because everything changes. We're allowing Europeans to come in here now, but check your destination before you go. Find out what COVID restrictions are, quarantine, what's open, what's not open, vaccination certificates required or testing required. Do due diligence in your research before you think about international travel, because I think we're still a year away when things open it up and getting back to normal. So I hope those tips too help your entrepreneurial audience. Again, we don't have to work from home. We could still do our jobs and work from anywhere. We just have to learn how to do it safely and how to do it without breaking the bank. And pick the destination of our choice. And there's a way to do it without breaking the bank. And I'm there to help your people. Before I forget, I know you share this with the audience. I'm offering your audience two things: a free consultation with me, and a lot could be done in 15 minutes if they go to speaks.com. I have an automated calendar, a little questionnaire about their travel plans. Do they member any loyalty? How many people traveling, time of the year, etc. What's on their bucket list? I'll give them a free consultation. Or they could call me direct if they don't want to use the calendar. I'll even give out my phone number. I'm an easygoing guy, 561 386 2986. Just mention you heard me on your show, Greg, on your show, and I'll give them as much time as I can. I also have, some people like books, an ebook of 99 travel tips without skimping. 99 travel tips without skimping. If they send me an email to my email, lifetimeleisure@bellsouth.net. I repeat, lifetimeleisure@bellsouth.net. I'll be glad to send them this a lot of Inside Secrets 99 travel tips. Pull up YouTube. A lot of my travel tips, my speeches, a lot of my podcasts, such as this, are on my YouTube channel. So if they YouTube Lifetime Leisure Experiences or Coach Chris, they'll hear more tips how to travel, especially now. Safety is a factor now. Safety and affordably, to really bring those memories together so their families can stay together.
I imagine that you did not come out of the womb knowing how to travel hack. You explained how you did some of your research. Are there any blogs or specific websites besides autos?
If you're a travel geek like I am, set up a separate email. We all get confused, label it travel. And for all these blogs, have them hit one separate, email. One is johnnyjet.com, johnnyjet.com. If you want to learn how to travel with the Southwest Companion Pass, she charges a yearly fee. She's very good. It's called the travelgal.com, travelgal.com. There's another one, Sherman's Travel, travelzoo.com, gives you different specials. There's another great blog website. They even have a free tutorial on travel hacking, 10xtravels.com. A lot of these also have podcasts. One's miles2memories.com. They have a weekly newsletter that tells you about all these travel deals, credit cards, etc. I learned from them. Miles2memory.com. Another one would be for your listeners, entrepreneurs that want to travel, Travel Pulse, PULSE.com. But I think the best thing to do is subscribe to these, set up a separate email, figure out a strategy, pick a destination, think, execute, and then win with travel. Think about your desired destination, plan in advance because you're going to save money. If you're traveling with your children or grandkids in advance, look at a calendar, figure out the destination of your choice, and start planning as soon as you can because you're going to save money that way. A lot of these vacation clubs or timeshares fill up. I booked my ski trip 13 months in advance. 13 months, that's why I can stay there. People say, how do you do this? Because I know the rules. I follow the rules. I know I have X amount of Marriott timeshare or vacation club points. I know I have a Vail ski pass. I'm a part of the social club out there. I used to race on their ski team, Vail ski team. And I know that's where I want to be. I even keep a car out there. I'm into saving money. I did a spreadsheet. It's cheaper for me to have a second car, Subaru Outback, that I use in the snow than renting a car for 2 months. So I call that my West Coast car. And so plan in advance. Figure out for your family, your friends, your situation. Pick the airline. Again, these credit card sign-up bonuses. Pick the airline that gets you to that destination. Again, I'm using myself as an example. I go to New York before COVID because I'm a Broadway freak, 20 shows a year. So I know Delta and JetBlue fly nonstop from West Palm Beach to New York. So I subscribe to both of their credit cards, so I fly for free. American Airlines gets me out to Reno. It also stops one stop that gets me out to Vail. So I try to accumulate points in the American Airlines program. And for hotel chains, the same thing. For the business travel, for the entrepreneurs, try to get high loyalty with one brand so you can get those late checkouts. You could get upgraded to suites. You get that free breakfast. You get free gifts when you check in. There's so many advantages to that. By the way, with these credit cards, another advantage, you're not paying for luggage check-in. You know, the airlines now charge some of them $35 to check in a bag, $40, etc. When you get the credit card of that choice airlines, you do not pay for baggage check-in, and you also get priority boarding. So after first class boards, you're not fighting for the overhead compartments, etc. At the end, you board right after first class, and that's another little advantage. So there's all sorts of tricks, loopholes. Again, for your audience, feel free to give me a call. I'm giving out my phone number, 561-386-2986. If they want to make an appointment, do it on my automated calendar, CoachChrisSpeaks.com. It would be my pleasure to empower them to this luxury travel now with the safe inside secrets, how they go about doing this through it. And I do have a coaching program to take it to the next step with them if they're interested. And if they do have an association meeting coming up in 2022, a trade group or convention, consider me as a speaker. I do speaking on this particular topic, work-life balance, all the tricks. We couldn't get into all of them here. And I entertain. I'm also a stand-up comedian because if you're not funny, you're not going to get paid to speak. I do all sorts of events, from spousal events to keynotes to executives, etc. I could help anybody, but I feel my best demographic that I've helped the most over the last 18 years are active baby boomers that have extended families. They're trying to save money. They have a bucket list, spend more time, quality time with their family. They want to I take the guesswork out. I've spent years, it's like I said, a drug, doing all the research, doing all the hard work. I keep up with it every day. It changes every day. And that's where I could benefit them most from speaking from the stage. Usually at my speeches, have a long question and answer session that benefits the audience also. So if they want to get a hold of me, again, they have my phone number. They want the book, Lifetime Leisure at bellsouth.net, and they can look me up on YouTube under Coach Chris. I think if they Google Coach Chris or Lifetime Leisure Experiences, they'll get some of my podcasts.
I think that any entrepreneur that's looking to travel, definitely get in touch with Coach Chris. You won't be disappointed. Now, let's get ready to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Is there an app that you currently recommend to somebody for starting their travel adventures, or an app that's come in handy for you?
I use the Bonvoy app because I stay at Marriott timeshares and hotels. Now, if you're going to be a member of a hotel loyalty program, I recommend the Marriott Bonvoy account because they did merge with Westin and Starwood. They have a lot of brands, Courtyards, Residence Inns, all the way up to the Ritz-Carlton. And they have a very useful app on their phone. But again, build loyalty. That's an app I use every day. Keep track of all my reservations, my status, etc. As far as checking airfare, I don't pay to fly, but if people still looking for websites, airfarewatchdog.com is an excellent one to check different rates. Farecompare.com is a resource for checking airlines paying airfares. But once you get to know what Coach Chris knows, or you allow me to be your coach and advisor, you won't even pay to fly. So you won't even need those websites.
What's your favorite travel destination overall?
For skiing, I guess I like Vail. I love Lake Tahoe and the weather. Believe it or not, for culture, I do enjoy New York. So for Lincoln Center and the Broadway shows, but I have been all over Europe, and I'm a scuba diver. And for that, I've been to Bonaire and Belize to make sure I get on the best dives. And I do love Europe, again, for the skiing and the culture. Everybody's a little different. I'll tell you one thing, I'm not a Motel 6 guy. I got spoiled. I like the luxury of the suites, the nice views, the rooms, etc. And once you stay, I'm telling you, once your clientele, your audience stays in these luxury timeshares, they're not going to want to stay in a hotel. Once you get the TVs, the free Wi-Fis, the kitchens, and the washer dryers, and it costs you less than a hotel room. And there's all sorts of tricks, which would be a whole new hour on timeshares. But I recommend people utilize my knowledge and expertise. They could buy timeshares for $1. I'm repeating myself, but once you stay in these hotel chains, vacation clubs, you're not going to want to stay in a hotel. You're going to get resort amenities. I take my family, hotel doesn't give you water aerobics classes, free golf, etc. They're not giving you that entertainment 24 hours a day. But these resort timeshares by the major hotel chains, now I'm talking about Marriott, Hilton, Hyatt, Westin, you could Google them. But here's very important: never, your audience, ever buy a timeshare vacation club from the developer, only on the resale market. They're going to save 80-90% of the price. There's no reason they're going to get the same benefits. You don't have to be rich to live rich. Another trick I use, if the people call me, I get them because of my status with Marriott and Hilton on these vacation preview tours where they're going to go to these luxury resorts for 4 days, 3 nights in Hawaii, I don't care, Boston, Orlando. But they got to put up with the salesman for an hour. I tell them what to say, so they're only there 40 minutes, and they're going to save 70%. But never, ever buy the product from direct sales on these sales tours from the timeshare resorts. It's a big mistake. People say they've made the mistake, and I'm trying to make sure they could still enjoy these benefits. It's all luxury, but do it for pennies on a dollar. You don't have to own these timeshares. Just know how to rent them. Again, the big website, redweek.com, for people that want a vacation, rent somebody else's timeshares. I think as people get older, they find out with their families their favorite destinations after they've seen the world, and they wind up going back to the same places like me.
Well, that's a wrap. Thank you, Coach Chris, for being a guest on Entrepreneurs Over 40.
I thank you for the opportunity and sharing with your audience, because people have helped me to get where I am, being an entrepreneur. I believe everybody needs a coach, a mentor, in any endeavor they're doing. Do the little homework themselves and then reach out to the experts. So thanks again.
If you'd like to leave feedback on this episode or suggest a guest, you can reach me at eo40show@gmail.com. That's eo40show@gmail.com. Now, next week, we'll have on Victoria Wick talking about how she started a successful jewelry business, became an HSN host, retired, and then became a Shop HQ host, podcaster, and author. Now, don't forget to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss it or any other episodes.
Thank you for listening to Entrepreneurs Over 40. Check us out at entrepreneursover40.com. If you've enjoyed this podcast, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or your favorite podcast directory.